Now let's understand on a deeper level that how actually Apex gets compiled, saved, and it gets interpreted whenever a user is requesting some action because of which it should get executed, right? So here's a diagram with the help of which, with the help of which you'll be able to understand that how exactly whatever Apex you are writing down gets saved onto the force.com platform and how it gets interpreted and what are the different processes involved or different things involved while doing all of this. So by the way, Apex gets compiled, right? And the compiled Apex gets stored into the database, and whenever the user is requesting that particular compiled Apex to be executed, it just gets back to the Apex runtime and it gets executed. That's the basic flow, right? So you write down Apex, you save that, and while saving it, it automatically gets compiled, and while compiling it, if there is a particular error, then it shows that error to the developer who's trying to save that particular Apex class or trigger, whatever they are writing down, and they ask them to like make some changes in order for that error to be removed or to be removed, and only if all the errors will be removed, like only when all of the errors will be removed from that particular class or from that particular trigger, then only this compilation will be successful, and then only this Apex class will be saved into the database as a compiled Apex. So that's how it goes. Let's have a look over here. So here's a developer user. This developer user is writing down the code and it is sending via internet to the force.com platform, which is right here. And like when it goes to the force.com platform, there is this application server in which we have got Apex compiler as well as runtime. So in this application server, we have got Apex compiler and we have got Apex runtime, and this uncompiled class or the raw class goes to the Apex compiler first, and if there are some errors, it throws those errors back to the developer to solve them. And once all of these errors are solved, or if there is no error, this compiler successfully compiles the Apex and saves it into the data storage as a compiled Apex class, right? That's what happens. So this is how the flow of compilation goes when you talk about Apex. But when you talk about end user who's trying to execute something which initiates the execution of this Apex class as well. So in that case, let me tell you what happens. A request goes through the internet to the force.com platform in which there is Apex runtime. So this Apex runtime fetches the compiled Apex and then interprets it, and whatever the output that comes out of it sends back to the end user as a result, whatever that thing is. So this is how it goes. There are two parts, not two parts, but there is an app, this force.com platform, and inside force.com platform we have got data storage and we've got application server, and inside application server we have got Apex compiler and interpreter, and this compiler basically compiles the class, and after compilation it gets stored into the data storage as a compiled Apex. And whenever we request the execution of this particular Apex class, this compiled Apex gets fetched from the data storage to the Apex runtime, and this Apex runtime actually interprets this Apex class and executes the result and sends it back to the user. So this is a simple flow of action that happens in Apex to compile a class or to interpret a class which is written in Apex.